So let's talk about Boolean operators. Imagine that I have a function called check stuff. Yeah? The semantics of this exercise are going to be a bit strange at some point, right? But it doesn't really matter. So if I do return true or, yeah, this is the or operator. So what do you think, guys? This function is going to return true or false. What does that evaluate to? So true or false evaluates to true. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. You see, oh, let me move my face out of the screen. But yeah, true or false means true. I mean, that has nothing to do with JavaScript, nothing to do with coding. That's the way the Greeks thought about the algebra 2,000 years ago. True or false is true. And what about false or false? False or false, it's false. And what about true or true? True or true is clearly true, right? So we've seen before that true or false was true. Well, what about false or true? False or true is false? Someone disagrees here? It is, yeah, of course, if it's not one, it's the other, right? So the thing with the OR operator is, just if a single expression is truthy, then the whole thing is truthy. We can make this a bit more complicated. Look. What will that return? That's right. It will return true because one of the expressions is truthy, the last one. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or all of them. Yeah? As soon as one of the expression is truthy, then that returns true. So that's the OR operator. But the thing is, what if instead of dealing with true and false, which is relatively easy to grasp, we play with different types of data? For instance, what will that return? Why hello? That's right. That's right. Hello is evaluated as a truthy expression. Yeah? Truthy. So is false truthy? No. Then, because we got the OR operator, JavaScript says no problem at all. Let me check the next one. Is false truthy? No, no problem at all. Let me check the next one. Is hello truthy? Yes, return it. What if it's on the other way around? That's right. With the OR operator, as soon as the first expression is truthy, then it's returned, and that's it. Is codiri truthy? Yeah, then return it. Look, that's it. It doesn't, so that code is not even evaluated. You can do something illegal here by on the dark web. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter. This code is not going to run. As soon as the first expression is truthy, out. Leave that code. Yeah. And what if we got then multiple expressions like hello, codiri, hello, world? What will this expression return? Codiri. That's right, because it's the first truthy expression. Yeah. So OR stops as soon as the first condition is met. And what if I got empty string or hello or world? Why? That's correct, Octavian. Empty string is evaluated as a falsy expression. Is it truthy? No. Is it truthy? Yes, return it. So that will return hello. And what if I got that? Return wall, because is this truthy? No. Is this truthy? No. Is this truthy? Yes, return it. And what if I got that? It will return false. No, that's not right, guys. That's not right. So if any of the expressions is truthy, it will return it. However, in JavaScript, if none of the expressions are truthy, like this particular case, it will just return the last one. Yeah? JavaScript will say, is this truthy? No. Next one. Is this truthy? No. Next one. Is this truthy? No. I don't really know what you want to do, so I will simply return the last one, which is here. Yeah? That's why it returns an empty string. So if I put here another undefined, that will return undefined because that's the last one. Yeah? But what if I got, for instance, something a bit more complicated, an empty array? Is an empty array truthy or falsy? That's interesting. An empty array, it is truthy. In JavaScript, it evaluates as truthy. So what will this expression return? Empty array, that's correct, Kaini, because it's the first truthy expression. What about an empty object? It's the same thing, right? Empty array and empty objects are evaluated as truthy because at the end of the day, these are referenced to a memory address in your very expensive MacBook Pro laptop, right? Even if it's not expensive, that's the same thing. Cool. So that will return an empty object because it's the first truthy expression that JavaScript finds. I mean, that's pretty much it. There are different ways of writing this type of things. So for instance, of course, we can have an if else, right? What will that return? A or B? A. Why A? Do you agree with Octavian? Why B? Why A? Yeah, that's the same thing. Is undefined truthy or falsy? Falsy. So then it will return B. Yeah. And what if I do that? A or B? B. The same thing. Empty string is considered falsy in JavaScript. B. And what about that? A. Because an array is considered truthy, even if it's empty. Of course, it goes without saying that will also return A as well, right? Because there is definitely something on the array. However, what if I do that? A or B? A. Is 45 A evaluated as truthy? Yes. And what about 1? A. And what about -1? And what about 0? Yes, that's correct. Yeah? 0 is the very only number in JavaScript that evaluates as falsy. Hey, you should be careful. It's the only number. Everything else, it doesn't matter, is truthy, but 0 is falsy, which makes sense as you think about it. I got 0 coins. I got nothing. Do I have money? No. False. Yeah, it makes sense.
You put 0 as a string.
What is 0 as a string?
Yes, true.
0 as a string is the same as Alex as a string. Yeah, it's just a string. Yeah, it's a string, and then truthy. So now we know this is truthy, but what about that? A or B? Why B? Correct. So empty array is truthy. However, the length of an empty array is 0, and 0 is falsy. Because of that, that will return B. However, if I put here Kaini, A or B, and why? Why A, Kaini? Yeah, so Kaini is an array. We got an array of one element. So the length is 1, and 1 is truthy. So that will return A. Yeah? And what about that? A or B? Why A? Yeah, do you agree on that, guys? The length of the array is 1, and 1 evaluates as truthy. And what about that? A or B? Anyone apart from Kainis? He got that already. A, why A?
Because it stops evaluating that.
Correct. Is 1 truthy, or it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. That will return A, because the first condition is truthy. And what about that? I think that should throw an error. Yes. Yeah, but why now it throws an error? Because this is falsy, so then JavaScript is forced to check whatever you got on the right-hand side. That's illegal. You don't have any variable with this weird name. However, once again, you see, if I put something truthy, it doesn't throw an error because that piece of code, which is illegal, is not even evaluated. Yeah? So this is about the OR operator. That's it. It's not that complicated, right? Any questions? So once again, the key to understand the OR operator is it will return the first expression being evaluated as truthy. Or if there are none, it will return the last one, even if it's falsy. Yeah? So once again, if I do return undefined or empty string or 0, what will that return? It's 0, that's correct, Yiyun. Is it truthy? No. Is this truthy? No. Is this truthy? No. So JavaScript will say, hey, there is nothing truthy here. I don't know what you want to do. I will simply return the last element on the list, even if it's falsy. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's important to understand. Any questions about the OR operator? No? So let's talk about the AND operator, which is pretty much equivalent. Yeah, if you think about it. So if I got true and true, this is the AND operator. What will that print? True, that's right, because true and true is true. What about false and false? False, that's right. And what about true and false? Can you say it again? False, that's right. The AND operator will definitely require all the expressions to be truthy. Yeah? Is this truthy? Yes. But is that truthy? No. Of course, if we change the order, false or true, that will return what? False. That's right. Yeah? So with true and false values, I think that's pretty easy. It's very predictable. However, once again, let's make it a bit more complicated. So if I do true and hello as a string, what? All right, so Octavian said it's true.
Hello?
So Anita said hello. Who else? So Florin supports Octavian. And Tiny. All right, so can you convince Anita, or the other way around? Anita, can you convince them they are wrong?
I think it's just the opposite of OR operator, where the last expression will be evaluated and that value will be returned.
So Anita is right. She gets 2 points on the board challenge. So the way the AND operator is, the AND operator needs to check all the expressions. Yeah? With the OR, as soon as the first expression is truthy, it will return it. Yeah? So if I do hello or whatever, what will that return? Hello, because hello is the first truthy expression. Yeah? So if I run this code, it returns hello. However, when we use the AND operator, it's on the other way around. With the AND operator, we definitely need to check all the elements. Yeah? So if all the elements are truthy, then it will return the last one. So back to the example I proposed before, I cannot bring it back unfortunately. I think it was true or hello, right? True or hello. Look, if I run true or hello, no, not or, sorry, it was and. Why that returns true, by the way?
Because the first one is true, so it's
That's right, that's right. With the OR operator, as soon as the first element is truthy, it will return it. Yeah? But with the AND operator, we need to check all the expressions. So if we change it to AND, then it will return the last one. So if I do what will that return? Yeah, wall, that's right, that will return wall, as you can see, because AND operator needs to go until the end of the expression chain. Truthy, yes. Next one. Truthy, yes. Next one. Wall, truthy, yes. Anything else on the right? No. Then just return it. What if I put here, for instance, undefined? False. No, undefined. Rochelle is right. Yeah. So once again, it's the same thing. Yeah. So truthy, yes. Truthy, yes. Truthy, no. But it's the last element. So I mean, if it doesn't return undefined, what does it return? It needs to return something. Yeah, that's the last element. So if I put an empty string, for instance, yeah, it returns an empty string. So it returns the last element. But what if I do that? Look at what Alex said. Alex said in this particular case, it will return the empty string rather than undefined. Why, Alex, the empty string?
This is the first time that it's evaluated false.
That's right, that's right. Remember, the AND operator requires all the expressions to be truthy. As soon as one of them fails, get out. Yeah? Is true truthy? Yes. We go on, right? Is hello truthy? Yes. Is empty string truthy? No. So this is going to fail. It doesn't really matter what you put on the right hand side. So if you run it, it returns an empty string because it's the first falsy expression. With the OR operator, it returns the first truthy expression. With the AND operator, it returns the first falsy expression. Yeah? So they are opposite if you think about them.
So after the empty string, the rest of the expression will not be evaluated.
That's right, Anita. Look, that's illegal, right? That doesn't make sense. But the code shouldn't fail. That's right, it doesn't fail because JavaScript will stop here. Yeah? Nothing else is evaluated. However, if I put here Anita, what will that return? Classic job interview question. Correct. Error. Yeah? Error. Why error? Truthy? Yes. Truthy? Yes. Truthy? Yes. All right, return the last bit. Oh, but the last bit is illegal. Throwing an error. Yeah? So that's very important, guys. And what if I do brackets? So fish, which brackets? Curly or square? Curly? Do you agree with fish? Why curly? Yes, he's right, because all the previous conditions are truthy, 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 truthy. So return the last one, regardless of whether it's truthy or falsy. Yeah? And what if I do that? So Florin suggests that will return 0. What do you think, guys? Truthy? Yes. Truthy? Yes. Truthy? Yes. Average length is what? 0, right? 0 is truthy or falsy? Falsy. So then just return it, yeah? It doesn't really matter what you got on the right-hand side. So as you can see, this is not that complicated. I get your point that if you read that, it's a bit intimidating, yeah? Like the board challenge. But if you break it down, then you will see it's not that complex to understand. Of course, we can combine them, yeah? So for instance, what will that return? True. Why true, Alex?
Because inside the first one, it's going to evaluate as true.
Yep, so that's right. Look, the way, eventually these expressions can be very tricky, yeah? So the best way to attack, the best way to approach them is by dividing them into smaller bits. So first of all, that bit. What will that return? True or false returns what?
True.
That's right. So that bit here is true, right? And then the second bit here is what? True. So at the end of the day, true or true, right? And true and true. And true and true is true, right? So yes, that will return true. And what if I do that? So Fish says that we return false, and she is right once again, because true and false is false. Because we got the AND operator, false and something, that's it, right? There is no point of continuing analyzing your expression. That's wrong already. So that will return false straight away. And what if I do that?
Now return true the first one, and the second one, so it's true altogether. True.
That's true, that's right, guys. True and
Negating.
not false. Not false is true, right? So true and true. So this is truthy. So then we delegate the responsibility into the second bit. So then we return true or false. And what if I put hello?
You get hello?
All right, so who wants to participate? Who wants another point on the board challenge apart from Anita? Fish. Yeah?
I say hello.
So wait a minute. I want to listen to Fish first.
I think it's true because the first bracket is going on true.
Okay?
Not false is true.
Yeah, correct.
And the second one is true as well.
So do you think that will return true, right? Okay, so Fish, true. And then Alex and Anita, what do you say?
Hello.
Kaini. Well, not Anita, sorry, Kaini. Yeah, Alex and Kaini said hello. All right, cool. Anybody else think something else, like a wall or false or Brexit or something like that? Look, so Alex and Kaini are right. Look, Fish. So I agree with you on the first bit. Yeah, true and not false. That's true. But then, what do we got here? So essentially, we are doing true and what will that expression return? Hello, that's right, yeah. So we're simplifying, yeah. So now, true and hello. As we explained before, with the AND operator, we will return the last truthy expression. So true and something, it will return just something, yeah. Hello. So if we run it, here you go. You see, these guys are right. Any questions? No? I mean, to be honest, to me, that's pretty much it. We could spend obviously hours dealing with super complex scenarios, but once again, it doesn't really matter how complex your expression is. Always break it down, yeah? So if you got something like that, first of all, focus on, don't try to look at it like end to end. Let's focus, look at the parentheses, focus on that bit, try to discover what that expression will return, true, then focus on the second bit, what will that expression return, hello, and then you got true and hello that will return true. Sorry, hello, yeah, because that's the last truth expression. The last truth expression, yeah, that's right. So the very last example, so let me do something crazy. Something that I'm not even going to be able to give you the answer, but we will think together and we'll try to find it out, right? So Something like that.
I think it will return the empty array.
It will return the length of?
An empty array.
The length of the array.
No, just array.
Just an empty array.
Empty array. Okay, so Octavian and Kaini, they said an empty array.
Down with that.
What do you think, guys?
Analyze.
Let's try to analyze that. I mean, I don't know, but we'll figure it in a second. The first bit. Look, because we're using the OR operator, that means that if the first condition is truthy, it will just return it. So that code will not even be executed. So is ASD truthy? Okay, so then let's look at the next one. So because we got the AND operator, we are forced to check all the expressions, yeah? Not just the first one, all of them. Is an empty array truthy? Okay, so what ASD and empty array will return? Empty array, correct. Empty array or whatever, it doesn't really matter already, right? Because of the ON operator, so Octavian is right. We've got an empty array. But what if I change that to the AND operator? What will that return? One? That's interesting. I think you're right, guys. I think you're right. So once again, ASD, truthy? Yes. All right. Empty array, truthy? Yes. So that bit, that expression will return an empty array. However, once again, because we got the AND operator, we will return whatever goes next, whatever comes next. So that will be returned, because that's the last expression, regardless of whether it's truthy or falsy. So what is that expression returning? Object.keys will give you what? How object.keys works? It will return an array with all the keys as strings of the object. So it will return an array of how many elements? One, correct. An array of one element, the length is 1. Yeah? So that essentially will be transformed into empty array and 1. An empty array and 1 is clearly number 1. So you are right, guys. And what the very last question? What if I got that? That's 0. That's right. In reality now, you got the same thing on the first bit, empty array, and now the object is empty. There are no keys. So object.keys.length will return 0. So remember, an operator always will return the first falsy value, or if there are none, it will just return the last one, regardless of whether it's falsy or truthy. Yeah? So even though 0 is falsy, I hope you agree with me, because it's the last element, it will return 0. So what if I now do that? Still 0, that's right, Octavian, because 0 is falsy, so it doesn't really matter what you add at the end of the expression, yeah? 0 will be returned. Any questions?
When, just for, I guess, the writing style, how you separate with and symbols to a different line. Normally when we do that, we like indent, but with this, do we not?
Yeah, so talking about how do you split that into multiple lines. So something that some people does, and I'm against that. I know some people, they do something like that. To me, that doesn't feel right. Obviously, first of all, I broke it somewhere. Yes, because, yeah, the parentheses, right? I mean, technically speaking, that's the same. That's the same. But to me, I mean, I'm not a big fan of that, because once again, to me, the key for success when dealing with Boolean algebra is to split the expression into smaller chunks. And to me, I may struggle to identify the bits. How many expressions do we have? We have like 3 big expressions. This is expression number 1. This expression number 2, and this expression number 3. But because they are not correctly indented, and in my point of view, that's a bit hard to read. That's why when I got something like that, I like to add parentheses surrounding everything, And why is that? Well, because now all the three big expressions are perfectly aligned. Expression number 1, expression number 2, expression number 3. So I can add even some comments here, like this returns empty array, and then this returns 0, and this doesn't even bother. Yeah, I can do things like that.
So you know how, like, if you're going to do the same thing but with a ternary operator, the top line would be a one-level indentation, and everything else would be one in, so that you know it belongs to the ternary operator. Would you not do it the same with this, so you know that they all belong to that?
But they belong to what?
Well, they belong. Well, it's all one comparison, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what ternary operator. It's all one comparison.
Yeah, but with the ternary operator, the thing is, you got return true or false. You got the expression, that's right. Then, so that's a ternary operator, right? So then these two statements, they belong to the ternary operator. That's why they are indented. But here, what is the relationship? We just got three independent expressions. Expression number 1, expression number 2, and expression number 3. So what is the parent element here, Alex?
No, I guess from a readability standpoint,
Yeah.
if you had like a lot of things being compared,
Yeah. Well, here,
you wouldn't know where it ends without being able to, you have to go to the end of the line to know when it ends. Because if you had something underneath,
right.
is that part of the comparison or not? I'd have to go to the end of the line.
Okay, let's do something. If you got something like that, look, let me move all the stuff we've done to the ternary operator. That will be the correct way of indenting it. Yeah, you see, return, that's your expression. And then, if the expression is truthy, it will return A. If the whole expression is falsy, oops, sorry, click somewhere, it will return B. Yeah? So what will that expression return? B. Yeah, that's right, because the first bit returns empty array. Is empty array truthy? Yes, okay, so we are still allowed to continue evaluating the expression. So object.keys, empty object, will return an empty array. Empty array.length returns what? 0. Is 0 truthy or falsy? Falsy. So the whole expression is evaluated as falsy, and that's why that will return B. Yeah? However, if I were you, I will personally refactor that code a bit, because to me, this feels very complex. We are doing two things here. We are evaluating a very complex expression, and then based on the outcome of that complex expression, we decide whether we want to do A or B, whatever that means. So, if I were you, what I will do is, I will create a new function with a proper name, of course, yeah? And then, look, I will move all this complexity here with the appropriate indentation and all these things, right? So now, my main function, first of all, becomes much more readable. So this is the way we are delegating the functionality into a new piece of code. Why this is useful? Imagine that I don't really care. I don't really care about the details of that function. Then, you see, if I don't care about that, imagine that this is something like, is user sexy? From a readability point of view, I hope you agree with me that now the code is much easier to read, because at least I'm telling other readers, hey, here I'm checking if the user is sexy or not. If I care about the details of the algorithm, of course, then I'll check the function. But if I don't care, that's fine. I'm not contaminating the main function by the implementation details. JavaScript, don't forget, is a functional programming language. It's all about creating functions encapsulating a particular piece of code. And this is a good example. Yeah? Anything else? No? Okay, so that was it, guys. Thank you for watching.